So, I agree with Killmonger actually. I really do because it's like what he wants to do is that he wants to go to war. He wants to go to war to gather equality, right, for black people all across the world because he says because he's a black American actually. He's not from Wakanda. He's a black American, so he's seen it firsthand how we're being discriminated against when it comes to jobs, housing, education, healthcare, environmental, pretty much every goddamn thing you can freaking think of, right? I mean, for me, like I've seen it myself. I walk out in the door, a black neighborhood, you see poor black people, very poor, living on government assistance. You go to a place with majority white people, much better, much better. You go into a store, right? Like let's just say retail, right? You see black people working retail. You walk down the street where you see lawyers, all white. All white. So you know that there's a lot of discrimination and there's a lot of, passed down money. Because it's also, it's also really passed down money from generation to generation. And money is being passed down from slavery, right? The money is being passed down from slavery, is being passed down from the resources that they gained, that they stole, right? So it just, all of that just constantly adds on. And then it's just to a point where you're black and you don't even have a fair chance of life. So that's what Killmonger noticed, and so that's what he wants to do. Now, let me just say, right, within 2 minutes of this video, let me just say this right quick. I don't agree with everything he did, right? Like when he killed this girl, that's terrible. When he burned the little special plants that they have that took like hundreds and hundreds of years to grow, that's terrible. Hundreds, if not thousands, that's terrible, right? I don't agree with that. But I do agree with, his idea. Because it's like, what country didn't go to war? Like, what country didn't go to war? Like, United States went to war multiple times. Britain went to war. France went to war. Like, what country didn't go to war? It's like, so you have to fight for basically your rights. And so that's what he was doing. I really don't understand, like, what T'Challa wants to do is that T'Challa wants to bring out the technology that they have, right? Okay, so he has the most rarest fuel source in the universe, which is also really good for human beings, if that make any sense, because they had, the white savior dude, whatever his name was, right? He got shot in the back. And so Shuri put in this little special thing in his bullet wound or whatever. It's like a little whatever the frick it is, a little donut hole, circle, I don't know what the heck that was, right? She put in his bullet wound, and next thing you know, when he got up, it was all healed. People would kill for that. They would kill for that. Like, I'm not even just talking about governments with their armies, I'm talking about normal people. They would kill for that. They'll kill to have something that would, like, just give them, like, let's just say, advance their technologies, normal people, or heal them, normal people. They would kill for that. So you got something like that happening, right? It's ridiculous, and I believe that Killmonger, he was right, because like what he should do is that he should have, kind of advanced his armies to the point where they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And he's able to, take over these, countries, whatever he wanted to do. I don't know how he was going to succeed in giving equality to black people across the planet. I don't know how he was supposed to succeed in doing that, but he has apparently years and years and years of experience, and he's also really intelligent. So, and he's also really good at what he was doing, which is fighting and killing and basically destabilizing countries. And that should pretty much tell you something already, because he was fighting for the United States government, and the government was actually sending him out there to destabilize countries. That should pretty much tell you already that the Wakandian people coming out from hiding, coming out from protecting themselves, was actually really freaking bad. It's a terrible idea. I mean, I'm pretty sure Marvel can, like, spin it to be something really nice, but in reality, like, how many people that had, technologies that didn't have, the armies to defend themselves, how many people like that got wiped out? I mean, well, Wakandians, they have the technology to defend themselves, but at the same time, it's like, they're not immortal. They're not immortal. So that's what I'm trying to pick on. Like, if I was a Wakandian person, if I live a very happy life with my family, and we're hidden, and we know why we're hidden, and we can go out in the world anytime we want, and we can just be happy and rich anywhere in the world, visiting anywhere I want, like, right? Just basically living a great life, right? All of a sudden, they want to take my hideout away, and they want to make it public to help basically they put their little embassy, right? They put the embassy in the hood, right? But I mean, they're not just only going to help black folks. They're going to help white people too. They're going to help Asians. They're going to help everybody. So I would feel kind of hurt if I lived in Wakanda, and then they did that. They basically exposed us to help white people, and the white people are not helping us, right? I would be like really freaking worried. I would be really worried. And I know that they actually mean well, but that's not how you guys survived for hundreds of years. That's not how you guys did it. Like, you know what I mean? That's really not. So that's a new concept, and that's gotten people wiped out. Civilizations wiped out because they didn't have the firepower. They do, but as I said, they're not immortal. So anyway, this is like, I just decided to make this video just to talk about how I feel about situations. A lot of people are just like cheering on, and they're like, oh, it's so great, Wakanda want to help people. It's like, it's like, it's kind of like living in a house, right? And being surrounded by like, red ants all around your house. It's like, you want to open your doors to, feed the red ants, but if you open your doors to feed the red ants, they're going to come rushing inside, and then they're going to feed on you because they can, right? Although you're the person that's a big human being, you have the power to step on them and all that stuff, but it's just that you're surrounded. There's too many of them, and they're hungry. Giving them some food every day, when not, a little bit of food, anytime you have, anytime you're available to do so, it won't, really fill them up. They're hungry. You let them all in, they're going to eat you to death. I know it's terrible, right? I know it's terrible for me to say these things, right? But I can't help it. It's freaking true. I really can't help it. So anyway, that's it about my video. Pretty much that's it.